Hello and welcome to Queensland Raceway, the setting for round 3 of the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series. Picturesque Queensland Raceway has pulled out all the stops with over 230 entrants joining us here for some racing action this weekend for 2 days of thunder. Balmy conditions under a patchy cloud cover, and we are so keen to get this show rolling for day 2. Matty, it was an absolutely incredible day of racing, headlined by the TA2 muscle cars.
Today is where the rubber meets the road. So we've had lots of discussions up and down pit lane overnight about what their tyre strategies are. Some of the drivers, they're bolting on their best rubber for this race, then hopefully defending in race 4. Some of the other guys, they're going to leave it to race 4 to be able to try and get up the grid.
Well, this is only round 3 of a 6-round series as we hop around the country. In August, we head to the Bend to run the national circuit. Definitely one to look out for. And then October is a double header. At the start of the month, Winton Raceway will be our home before we move on to One Raceway for the grand finale. Definitely something to look forward to.
One Raceway is going to be fantastic because there won't have been too many national categories, if any, run there. So we're really looking forward to getting down there and having a look at the revamped Wakefield Park. A lot of our guys have got experience there, so it's going to be fun to see what the track delivers for TA2 racing. Tricky little track, Queensland Raceway. Looks simple on paper, but big passing opportunities into 2 and 3. Probably a little bit low percentage into 2. Higher at 3, 4. Probably not going to be able to do much passing into 5, but certainly in 6. So you set the driver up for you trying to pass through 4, 5, and then eventually get them into 6.
And speaking of passion, we love XL racing, and it is time to go racing with the 4th and final race of the weekend with the Australian XL Championship. Matt Boylett starting off the pole with Australian XLs from Kate Davey, Caleb Patterson, Brett Parrish, Toby Waghorn, Brad Verica, Blake Tracy out of 7, James Simpson out of 8, go back to Edward Mitchell from 11. Again, this grid lined up from the results from race number 3. Carlo Warner from 12, Mick McLeod on his return to the series out of position 13, Misty Grimsley, Josh Trappett will make up your top 15. Darren Whittington, not too sure if he's going to get back out there on track after what looked to be a pretty significant fire with the 333 machine, but nearly 30 cars out there on track. As we're about to go green here with the final race over. 8 laps, joined in commentary by Jared Hughes, fresh out of the TA2 seat and about to get back into the TA2 seat.
Yeah.
And man, I'm looking forward to that one at the end. I'm also looking forward to this because we've seen some fantastic racing.
Here we go.
The XLs never disappoint, whichever racetrack we ever go to, mate.
Here we go, red lights. Go for it.
Nice even start from the front row. Kate Davey.
Oh,
at the pointy end, and he's got the whole shot on the outside of Boylett. Boylett's having a look over to the right-hand side of the car.
Cade should have this because he's not getting squeezed, so shouldn't... Oh, he's got to let him have it a little bit there.
Boylett, it just looked like there was not more overlap than there was, but he had enough going, and Patterson's going to follow him through. And the pesky purple of Brett Parrish back there in that 4th position, the purple dinosaur, Barney. And the onboards from Verica this weekend have been awesome.
I'm waiting for him. Oh, he's actually one-handing it down the straight.
Yeah, that's cruising.
That's a no-pressure situation right there.
3 wide, so Boylett in the Fuchs Oils 80. Out in front, Patterson, Davey, Parrish, the 84 of Waghorn, the 96 of Verica.
A lot of names to remember.
Where's Collins?
Actually, that's...
Where is Tyler Collins?
We're good at our job, aren't we?
Back down to 19th. So
because he got the penalty from the last race. Jeez, we're good, aren't we?
Okay, well, it's hard if I didn't get told in commentary. So
that's it.
What did Tyler get a penalty for?
But remember the big bomb at turn 6?
Oh, okay, so he did. All right, so he got
breakers.
So that's why he's back through the order, because I had him here out in a grid position 4 on the manual sheet I've got here. All right, let's go back racing. Paris looking down the inside of Davey. Waghorn's in there. So Waghorn leading the championship. This is the 2nd round of the Australian XL Series. Also a round of the track attack here locally at Queensland Raceway. Boylett is your race leader.
And Waghorn's got a few points up his sleeve too, so he doesn't need to do anything too drastic to get a position here. He just really needs to build those points up. So staying where he is isn't actually a bad thing at all.
Oh, Davey dropped the left-hand wheels out.
Here we go. So this is where big block Brett's going to come back and get him. Going to get in that toe, catch back up. Oh, Carle up on the wheel. There's Tyler trying to work his way back through the field.
So yeah, I'm just getting confirmation. It was so Tyler did get a penalty in the previous race. All right, so that's why he started a bit further back. What I was about to say, Matthew Boyle, so impressive. He is such a quiet, unassuming young guy. But you put the race helmet on, man, this kid's got some racecraft. I don't know if you've had anything to do with Matthew.
I think I've done one day with him at Norwell, but it was a very long time ago. So he's doing this off his own steam. So, that was a Caleb Patterson backed off a little bit earlier than you thought.
Checked up.
Yeah.
He's got a rear bumper full of Brett Parrish, so there'll be a Brett Parrish-sized dent
slightly
in the back of the 101.
Yeah, slightly more purple 101 now.
There's the Patterson bump draft going on with Boylett and pulls out of the draft. He should have a run here, Boylett.
He needs to break nice and deep.
He's not going to fight it. Boylett's been really strong under brakes, especially on the outside.
And you just watch too, their right rear, well, around this corner, their right rear wheels is completely off the ground.
Try to say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, I know. Right rear. But it's just all about trying to get these things rotated, so getting that wheel off the ground, a little bit less friction.
I can tell you do driver training saying the word rotate.
Rotate.
Yeah.
Rotate.
All right, so Waghorn up in 5th. He is the championship leader for the round. Boylett, yeah, well and truly in control for the round. And he's probably got a good 25 points up his sleeve. So Matthew Boylett leading the round, leading the 4th and final race, but this is definitely well and truly not over. And how's Brett Parrish?
He's got to get the bump, or is he going to make it 3 wide out? Yeah, Brett should probably stay there and just play this thing smart. Don't need
really
got the quarter hanging off of Brett's car as well.
Really coming back into the equation here. Boylett's got some straight line speed again to the outside of Patterson.
He's using every little bit of track out there.
Boylett's really using a lot of the racetrack. Waghorn with a massive run around the outside.
Wide. That's
3 wide between 1 and 2. You don't tend to get away with that very often, but he's actually gone to the outside of Patterson as Edward Mitchell's
bit of off-road.
Speared off. That, I think, was between 1 and 2.
It was, yeah.
And we're going to go 3, we're going to go 4. We definitely can't go 5.
We got an 8-car battle back to the lead here.
Oh, wow. Check this out. Here we go.
Is this what it's like on the outside?
Kate Davies come back from 5th now to 2nd up the inside. Waghorn.
Oh, they're going to be careful not to let Boylett get away here. They need to try and get their ducks in a row and keep this tow train going so Boylett doesn't get away. He's already pulled a little bit of a gap there.
Blake Tracy's in there too. Verica's in there. Simpson's in there in the SP Tools too as well.
Okay.
Davey down the inside.
No, he's not up far enough.
So that's Waghorn into 2nd.
So they need to start playing it smart here because Boylett's pulled. What's he got? A 6/10 gap now. Can't let him get too far away where he's out of the tow.
And that can happen here at QR. If you're battling against each other and you let someone go, it is so hard to try and get them back. Yeah. Especially with the pace that Matt Boylett's had throughout the weekend.
He's playing it smart. But Cade sort of needs to have a real good think here and maybe just pop in behind Waghorn, but he's got a bit of speed there. Maybe he's got a bit of speed that we don't know about and he wants to really show them.
Toby's across, out of the window going, that's the old classic kart one. Look, let's work together. That's the signal. Let's work together. Don't tie each other up because he's aware that Boylett isn't going to be able to get away here.
Replay.
Here's a Hi-Tec Oils replay. Oh, Mitchell.
That's lucky.
Off the outside of the curb off 1, and it's turned hard right and down through the infield. Oh, and he's got some air too.
We're at Fink.
Okay, we've got some style points going on there for Edward Mitchell.
I didn't know there was an XL at the Fink race.
I don't think Ed would be overly happy with that effort, but he made the highlight reel.
He was doing such a good job at the start of the weekend as well.
Guess who's not too far behind this group? The number 1, Tyler Collins, up to 9th.
So he's got a bit of a gap. He's got a bit of work to do in 3 laps, but hey, anything's possible.
Oh, there was contact there, Davey and Tracy. That was awkward into 1. Davies bouncing, more than bouncing. There's your Fink rally.
Jesus.
That's cost him some spots.
He's just taking out my brake marker too.
Boylett's getting out. But all of these guys battling together. Justin back a shot. There's Tyler Collins. He was 19th. He's now up into 9th, trying to minimise that points loss. Defending the number 1 title. Verica down the inside. We've got one in the gravel.
Car.
That's the 29. Lincoln Evans.
There's that could be a safety car.
3 wide through 3. Simpson on the inside. Verica in the middle. Tracy on the outside of the 195. Boylett still with that 1 second advantage over Waghorn and Patterson. Parrish back up to 4th.
Hopefully he gets out of the sand trap. It'd be awesome for us. Oh, he's sitting there. That's They'll probably let him get to maybe turn 6, and then it's probably going to be called safety car if he can't get it out.
Just a couple of laps left to go here. Tyler Collins, he's coming into the equation. Looked like he was battling there with Luke Rinaldi. Where's Rinaldi come from? He was on his side in the previous race. He's up to 9th, battling there with Collins. So
2 purples as well.
Rinaldi started. Where did Rinaldi start? I don't know. It was a long way back.
He was as far back as you can go.
Thank you, Nostradamus. You called it.
I know.
The Hyundai safety car is out on track, and it is going to be on.
Hopefully they can pull that out pretty quick, because then we might be able to get a 1-lap dash to the end.
It could be a 1-lap dash, and well, you talk exactly how you talked about it as we go to the Hi-Tec Oils replay here. Check this one out.
He's done well to hang on to that. He's kept his pedal to the metal, that's for sure.
He did
Look at that.
He didn't take his foot out of it,
and
did he?
there's me brake.
Oh, he's clean. Is that a brake marker for you?
No, not really. Hi-Tec won't be happy about. Oh, he's just lost the rear? Oh, no.
Mickey McLeod.
So he's lost the rear, and then Lincoln's just hasn't really had anywhere to go. That's a bit unfortunate. He's doing a good job, Lincoln. Good-looking car, well presented.
All right, anything can happen here, mate. What's your prediction? Where's your call? I'm going to go with Patterson back in 3rd.
No.
Only because you did that earlier.
I did that in race 1 and he let me down. No, I shouldn't.
Nah, Boylan's going to be pretty hard to beat.
I reckon Parrish. I'm going to say Parrish.
All right, you're going with Parrish. I'm going with Patterson, but Boylan's going to be tough to beat.
Oh, this is going to... Has he gone? He's gone.
Oh, they're backing up on each other as they go.
Overlap.
Boylan let them up pretty slow. Let them up pretty slow. The run into turn 1.
Oh, no.
This is World War.
Yeah.
Boylan's going to run away and hide.
Yeah, Boylan's
Parrish down the inside of Waghorn. Patterson to the outside. Tracy's in there. Verica's in there. Davies in there. It is like a 10 or 12 battle group chasing down Boylan, who managed to get away from the start. And I think the ploy there from Boylan was he let it up pretty slow.
He did. Waghorn, he might... If they work together the next couple sections, I doubt it, but they might be able to get him. But this is getting pretty spicy.
Tracy was working with...
Oh, lock up by Parrish.
Parrish with the lockup. Tracy was working with Patterson, then he switched back and got onto the back of Parrish, who's just got a door full of Tyler Collins.
He's back.
Tyler Collins is in
there. He's gone.
Oh, Collins has exited stage left. High speed.
That's on you commentator's curse.
Where is...
Oh, and then Parrish. So Parrish and Collins are in that incident. I'm going to have to retract my comment about Parrish.
Another one stopped down on one of the join parts of the circuit over the back. Boylan's going to do this easy. It was always going to be mayhem with a one-lap dash to the end.
Well, it's going to be the battle for second. First is locked up. A battle for second. What do we got?
Waghorn looking good for the points for the series. Boylan's going to take the round. Yeah. Waghorn holding on to second for the moment. Patterson's going to try and get a run here. Blake Tracy in 4th. Davey in 5th. Verica in 6th. Considering Verica had never been here before, that's a good result for him.
Done a very good
Boylan with another one. Clean sweep. He will take out. Is it a clean sweep?
It's a clean sweep.
Pretty sure it is.
Have a look at that.
Matt Boylan with victory, 1.1 seconds ahead of Toby Waghorn, who continues to lead the Australian XL Series after round 2 here at Queensland Raceway. Caleb Patterson in 3rd, Blake Tracy, Kate Davey, Brad Verica, Luke Rinaldi from the rear of the field, having been on his side in the previous race ahead of James Simpson, Kobe Tucker, the 2SP Tool teammates there inside the top 10. Brett Sheriff, Josh Richards, he started a fair way back as well. Josh Trappett, Edward Mitchell, Carlo Warner, Misty Grimsley, Mick McLeod, and the rest in another XL race that was super exciting, and as we predicted, a little bit of carnage there towards the end.
Matty, congratulations. A fine finish to a great weekend. Sum it up for me.
Oh yeah, pretty good weekend, clean sweeped them, so yeah, pretty happy with that.
Mate, it doesn't get any better than that. How hard is it to get this thing out and ready? There's a lot that goes into it, even in an XL car, isn't there?
Yeah, it's pretty hard, especially where we live in Cairns, so yeah, it's pretty hard to get down here and set it up.
Congratulations, you had a hard crew behind you today. Job well done.
Thank you.
Out on track next, the action continues with the Legend Cars Australia 5th and final race. Scotty Melville off the pole in this one from Robert Hogan. Ben Goodrich out of 3, Ryan Pring from 4. Go back to Shane Tate, Nathan Williams from the 3rd row. Brendan Hurrigan, Nathan Locke, Darren Bradley and Lincoln Pope complete the top 10. Asper Sendell, Timothy Reed, Stuart Bond, Scotty Morgan, Chris Spicer. They both had some issues in the previous race. Nathan Preto likewise. Matthew Bond, Bruce Duckworth and Riley Skinner. All right, so Melville off the pole. So for the championship, Ryan Pring now into the overall championship lead. Going into the start of the weekend, it was Lachlan Ward. No Lachlan here, unfortunately, this weekend. He may be watching this in Bali.
He is.
3 wide. 3 wide off the start. How about 4 wide off the start? Hold your breath down into turn number 1. Let's see if everyone can get out the right side of the exit of 1, and they do, thankfully. But, yeah, so Ryan Pring taking over the championship lead going into the final race of the weekend. And into the lead goes Ryan Pring. I just took a little moment there to listen to them in a straight line as a big group. That's actually a really cool sound. Oh, that was Tate with the 147. He had a couple of brake lockups in the last one. That was a big drag on the right front.
Well, I think he might have flat spotted that tyre, and he's catching it every time now.
And that's what happens. You get that big flat spot and it just picks it up at the same spot under brakes. So he may have damaged that tyre. How many tyres are you allowed to use for the race weekend, Tony?
We're pretty open. I mean,
oh, there's contact. Contact further back. I think the 72 was in the middle of it. No, it wasn't the 72 because that's not even out there. But a couple of cars getting together, and one of them was up over the top of the other one. Ryan Pring leading out front. I'm just trying to figure out who that was. It may have been the 72 of Bradley. May have been the 72 of Bradley. I just caught sight of it in the background through 3 and 4 with a couple of cars getting together. Try and figure that out shortly as we complete lap number 1. Ryan Pring to the inside. 46, Robert Hogan into 2nd, Melville into 3rd. Hurrigan from grid position, he started about 8th. Here's the Hi-Tec Oils replay. Duckworth wasn't the 72 in the air, but he was off track. It may have been actually ended up out the other side of it. But definitely some contact there in one of the cars in the air. This is on board with Duckworth. Oh, it was Duckworth up in the air, carrying our onboard camera. So yes, the 72 was involved with Bradley. So that was Bruce Duckworth in this 160, and he's actually continued on. He's still in the 12th position. That was lucky not to go over,
yeah.
And you're just seeing parts go out the truck.
They're an open wheeler, so yeah, you got to watch that.
All right, back on board with Duckworth. So considering he got a little bit of air at the front of that race car, he's able to continue. Another new race leader.
1 lap.
Melville and Goodrich going side by side. Hogan still in there in 2nd. Hurrigan has come from grid position. I think he was 8th on the grid. All right, Shane Tate, he's back up there in the top 5. He had a big lock up on early. It just looks weird without the right rear guard on the one. So this is definitely not over. We've got the lead battle group with 6 cars, the 2nd group with 6 cars in it, headed by now the 27 of Nathan Locke. And if they can work together, they can sort of try and get them back, get them back onto the back of that leading group of cars. All right, so Ryan Pring back up into 5th. Doesn't look like it's done too much damage. Let's see what happens here. So Hogan down the inside of Hurrigan. Watch Pring just in back a shot. He appears now and ran up over the left rear. Where did Hurrigan may have already lost that right side wheel arch because there was contact on the other side.
That was from the last race. He lost that one.
Oh, okay, so that's what I couldn't figure out. So Ryan's got up and just ran out of racetrack because...
Yeah. And that's cost him 3 positions.
Yeah, well, he's back up to 5th now. He dropped him back to 6th, so... That right rear guard was already off the 1. Okay, that makes sense now because I thought the contact was with the left rear. Who will win the final? Anybody's guess at the moment. Pretty tough to discount the top 3. I don't think Ryan Pring's close enough at the moment, but he's got a couple of laps. Oh, Melville! That'd be at 190 odd kilometres an hour on the the approach to one as Duckworth's gone off as well. That's out of the final corner onto the Dick Johnson straight. Melville with a massive, massive lose. You've been talking about in the draft speeds of up to 200 kilometres an hour. On the approach to one, that would have been getting up there as he's gone backwards and fired through the infield. As we're 3 wide through turn number 3, Goodrich on the inside, Hourigan in the middle, Hogan on the outside. Goodrich could lead this. No, Hogan got the better drive out of turn number 3. And Ryan Pring, where's he come from?
He's back.
Ryan Pring is back, the championship leader going into this final race of the weekend. What happened to Melville? That was massive. Last lap board this time. Hogan for about the 8th time leading this race. Hourigan for about the 6th time leading this race. Nice clean pass up the inside into 6. Lots of stones out there on the outside of the circuit when Duckworth rejoined carrying our onboard camera. Oh, checkered flag, wasn't the last lap. It had 2 laps before, so they've shortened it. And who won? Hourigan won it. His first win of the weekend, I think.
I think it is, yeah.
Hogan in 2nd, Goodrich in 3rd, Ryan Pring in 4th. Oh, all right, congratulations to our reigning number 1.
It's a very good race.
Brendan Hourigan with the victory here, just 0.07 of a second, 7/100ths of a second was the difference between himself and Robert Hogan. Ben Goodrich in 3rd in the number 97 ahead of Ryan Pring, who should maintain the championship lead heading to the next round at the Bend in South Australia. Chris Spicer just outside of the top 10 with Stuart Bond, Matthew Bond, Nathan Credo with that penalty fell back to 14th. Bruce Duckworth with a couple of moments in 15th with Scott Melville having some dramas in that one. That was a huge, huge lose for Scotty Melville down off the front straight into turn number 1. So, championship points. Ryan Pring, 1-3-4-5. Shane Tate, 1-3-2-2. Actually very, very close. Robert Hogan, 1-3-1-9. Back to Brendan Hourigan, trying to salvage his championship defence on 12.75. Scotty Melville in 5th. Ben Goodrich going into the next round in South Australia with the top 6 in points. Back down onto pit lane here at Queensland Raceway with J-Mac.
Brendan, congratulations, taking out the win in the final race. It's been a big, big weekend of racing for you. Car's looking a little bit worse for wear after that one.
Yeah, it's not looking the greatest. That damage was done earlier, but we got it back on the road to have a good win.
Congratulations, mate. A super tight gap from you to 2nd place. The pressure was on.
Definitely on. It was on the whole race, and I think there was 4 or 5 guys going for the lead.
Awesome to see so many leader swaps. Congratulations once again. Anyone you want to say thank you to?
Legend Cars Australia and Hi-Tec Oils.
Awesome stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Earlier on in the weekend, our own Mel Price got to catch up with Justin Lewis from Formula RX8.
We're in the pits here with Justin Lewis, founder of Formula RX8. Justin, you must be pretty pleased with how the series is going so far.
Pleased. I mean, I'm all new to this. I've never started a race category before, but we're 6 or 7 months into it. The numbers are amazing. We're building cars. It's incredible what we're doing. We're going to hit 30 by the end of the year. Easy.
So you must have big plans for the category moving forward?
Absolutely. Look, we're a not-for-profit. We're all about the little guy getting into motorsport in an awesome platform, the RX8. And Formula RX8, you know, you've got a question, we've got all the answers.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing the on-track action.
Thank you very much. And just a quick plug, thecourieracademy.com.au for transport workers' rights. Thank you.
Thanks, Justin.
Cheers.
All right, let's have a look at some highlights from the previous race from the Formula RX8s. They're about to hit the track very, very shortly for their final race of the weekend here at Queensland Raceway. This was the reverse top 8. Justin Lewis got a flyer off the outside of the front row, went around his brother Terry to take the early race lead. And there were various battles throughout the track. Mr. Derwin didn't want to be a part of the battle and exited stage right. And within a lap and a quarter, Brock Payne was through to the lead from grid position 8. Went by Justin Lewis, who had some issues later on. There was some contact there with the 79 and the 99. 79 Andrew Thompson and the 99 of Derek Lack, unfortunately. And the ongoing battles between Diesel Thomas, Jeff Connell and Ivan Vantiago was one of the highlights of the third race of the weekend for the Formula RX8s. So Steve Devjack was just up ahead of these guys. Connell with a late braking manoeuvre down around the outside. Diesel Thomas has been one of the big improvers in the field throughout this weekend at Queensland Raceway, his home track. Brock Payne, pretty sure he's on for the clean sweep. 3 wins from 3 starts, and he'll be looking to make it 4 from 4 very, very shortly. Payne taking the victory in the reverse top 8 race 3 in the TFH hire number 33. Diesel Thomas got a little bit sideways out of the final corner, and that allowed Jeff Connell to go around the outside, and I'm pretty sure he got the spot by .001 or something similar. Here is the starting lineup for our Formula RX finale from Queensland Raceway. Brock Payne off the pole looking from 4 for 4. Rob Bowden, the championship leader, from 2. Jeff Connell, Diesel Thomas, Steve Devjack, Ivan Vantagiato, Terry Lewis, Edson Philippi, Shad Hassan, Jamie Canellis in the top 10. Thomas Derwent, who was exiting stage right in the previous race, out of grid position 11, followed by Stacey Vickers, Paul Spiteri, Leslie Reeves, Andrew Thompson, Derek Lack, Justin Lewis, and Martin Welsh. Justin Lewis having a pretty trying weekend in the Yellow Express number 50 machine. All right, Formula RX8s, looks like there's a couple of gaps on the grid. Is Justin Lewis even on the grid further back? There's a gap off the inside of the 5th row. Not too sure who's missing from that one, but maybe Justin Lewis is missing from this grid. So whatever issue he had in the previous one, looked like it may have been terminal. And Rob Bowden has absolutely monstered Brock Payne off the race start. And Payne has to drop back in the order, and he's got his TFH teammate Diesel Thomas running there with him. So Connell up into 4th, then it's Devjack, Vantagiato, Terry Lewis, Philippi, and Hassan in the 75, who had a penalty in one of the earlier races. So it doesn't look like Justin Lewis has made the start.
No, Justin's car's been troublesome all weekend. I think he's had a up and down weekend. We could hear it running early this morning, and it looks like they had a miss in it, and it's obviously, unfortunately, looks like it's been terminal. He hasn't made the last race.
All right, so that'll be disappointing for Justin, but brother Terry's out there. So can Brock Payne make it 4 wins from 4 starts? We saw a few clean sweeps at Morgan Park. I think we've already seen a couple here this weekend at Queensland Raceway, notably, obviously, at the top end of the field, Josh Haynes with a pretty dominant weekend in the TA2 series. But yeah, look, he's already within a car length of Rob Bowden. Bowden leading the championship overall. For the round, Payne currently leads. Obviously, he'd have to be leading with 3 wins from 3 starts. Bowden second for the round. And I think Diesel Thomas and the 4 of Jeff Connell disputing that 3rd place overall for the round. So Diesel Thomas has really done a great job this weekend with the TFH higher RX8. Payne's a little bit better onto the back straight. Bowden's got better drive down with that momentum on the outside line. Diesel Thomas not letting Devjack get away. In fact, Diesel's back into 3rd, Devjack back to 4th. This is on board with Jeff Connell. I keep getting confused with the TFH logo on Connell's dash with the onboard. I think I've called him Diesel a couple of times, but Diesel's actually managed to get back ahead of Devjack here. So at the moment, it's TFH 2 and 3. The very experienced Devjack, I really didn't know a lot about him until Morgan Park, where the guys are telling us he's done a lot of motor racing over a lot of years. Yeah. And actually had some experience in some of the earlier supercar days. Hold on to it, Diesel. Oh, he's living dangerously out there. And he lived dangerously and ended up going backwards on the approach to turn number 2. I think that's rotated maybe a couple of times. You could see the start of it, and he had his hands full, and then it got exaggerated by getting out on the dirt, and it started bouncing. And if it's in the air, it ain't turning. So here's Diesel Thomas up on the curb. That unsettled the car. It got on the left rear. He tried to correct. That's when it really went wrong. And it's picked it up and fired it and spun it around, and he was still going backwards. Look how far this goes. Definitely went around once, and that was probably a good probably 80, 90-metre lose.
Absolutely, he would have had it all going on in there.
Payne this time gets the job done. He did it a little bit earlier under brakes into 3 and gets that line which he will cover on the run down to 4, lap 5 of 8. So I missed Sydney. Did Brock Payne have a couple of issues down in Sydney that allowed Rob Bowden to have a pretty decent championship lead coming into this weekend?
Yeah, he did, and Devjack was obviously very good there too. So that allowed these guys to get a bit of a jump on him. But Brock's been very consistent since then.
Bowden didn't get a good run down into turn 1 that lap because that gap has blown out to more than half a second. In fact, Bowden's actually shaking his head in the race car. He might have a drama on here.
Yeah, he had done the last 2 purple sectors, Rob Bowden. So unfortunately for him, he's running out of time. But yeah, he's got maybe he's got something wrong or something happening.
Well, he was strong under brakes there into 3, but yeah, look, he was shaking his head side to side. Maybe he's missed a gear shift maybe on the run down into 1, because literally that gap extended by 2 and took all of the pressure off Brock Payne. So get the broom out, Mr. Payne.
Here he is again, Rob.
Another clean sweep coming up here for the weekend.
Yeah, he's closed back up again. So yeah, maybe missed a gear and he's just crooked on himself over that.
That might have been the head shake down the back straight that I saw on the shots. But look, take nothing away from Brock Payne. He's really been dominant here this weekend. And Steve, you talk about building a championship. I think Bowden will still maintain the championship lead, but it's definitely narrowed after this. Brock Payne flashing the headlights. Here goes. 4 wins from 4 starts here at Queensland Raceway with Formula RX8. Rob Bowden should maintain the championship lead and finishes the round in 2nd. Brock Payne with the victory in the final race here from Queensland Raceway ahead of Rob Bowden. Steve Devjack in 3rd, Jeff Connell in 4th. Ivan Vantiagia, I just stuffed up the last time. Terry Lewis in 6th, sorry Ivan. Ayrton Philippi in 7th, Thomas Derwin in 8th, Jamie Canellis in 9th, Stacey Vickers in 10th, Vantagiato, that's how it should be. Paul Spiteri in 11th, Leslie Reeves in 12th, followed by Diesel Thomas after that. Big spin, Andrew Thompson, Derek Lack, Shad Hassan, non-starts for Justin Lewis and Martin Welsh for Formula RX8. Looking forward to them joining us at the Bend in South Australia for the 4th round of the championships. All right, here are the championship points after 3 rounds for Formula RX8. Rob Bowden, 225. That gap has definitely narrowed. Brock Payne, 2nd on 206. Jeff Connell, fantastic performance to be 3rd in the points on 183. Followed by Ivan Vantagiato on 183 points. Terry Lewis, Steve Devjack, Thomas Derwin completing the top 6. There'll be some happy drivers down there, and Brock Payne with the clean sweep. No one will be happier than him.
Well, Brock Payne with a clean sweep in the TFH RX8. Well done, mate. Take it away. Who has been so helpful with this deal today?
Firstly, I got to thank Brett from TFH Racing, all their crew. They look after me a lot. I couldn't do it without them. As well as the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series. They're doing a fantastic job, as well as the Formula RX8 category. I had some fantastic racing there with Rob. He's a quality racer, very fair, very clean. Stoked to get the win.
Congratulations, mate. We're looking forward to seeing you again.
Cheers, thank you.
Great to see some new drivers coming in and being a part of the TFH Hire TA2 Muscle Car Series, framed by Hi-Tec Steel Framing.
As we roll around for the start race 4, but there was some needle, there was some aggro after that race, and I love it.
I saw an agitated Josh Haynes in that interview at the end of race number 3.
Oh, no,
he had a bit of spirit going about him.
Gardner was also dirty.
Brad was a little bit dirty on it. I asked Jared Hughes before the start of this one, and I said to him, good luck, and he went, I'm sending it.
Here we go. Look at Graham Cheney down the inside. Hughes also down the inside. Gardner, he doesn't want to hang around this time. What's he going to do? He's on the outside through turn 1.
He's got to be careful not to get hung out to dry. Trying to live there. Hughes to the inside of Cheney. Gardner's managed to live there and slots into 2nd. Boy, that was on.
Look at Hughes, but Gardner's run wide. That's going to ruin his run down into turn 3. That might give Hughes the opportunity to have great braking ability in that last race. What's he going to do? Haynes with the little gap down into turn 3, but look at Hughes, and also look at the
Mark Bailey
in the Jack's tyre.
And here comes Heyman.
Well, Heyman definitely in the mix for the Hypercore Hard Charger Award after that last race. That was an outstanding effort riding on board with Josh Thomas.
At this stage in the last race, it all went horribly wrong on the opening lap on board with Josh Thomas further back through the field. Russell Wright ran a little bit wide out of turn number 3 just in one of the earlier shots. Hughes and Heyman side by side.
Locked it up. Locked it up, did Hughes. Now they're going to go side by side down into turn 1 as Bailey and Crutcher do as well. Crutcher just kept it on the road there, but look at Hughes. This is Josh Thomas on board. The battle ahead. Crutcher. Oh, there's
big
that
lock up from
again.
Hughes. Big lock up from Hughes.
Avoids contact though for Heyman.
Heyman now up into 3rd. We talked about this possibility before the start of the last race, driving back through the field, did not contest race number 2, had a gearbox issue in race number 1. They've got a borrowed gearbox in that car out of the Hayden Jackson car, is my understanding. So watch Heyman, he could be a part to play in this. Gardner's gone purple to the first sector, but look at the gap to the leader. Haynes has already established just a little bit of a gap in the early stages of this 18-lapper. Bailey sideways out of turn number 3. What is it with the 2 yellow cars?
And speaking of Hayden Jackson, unfortunately, just too much damage from that previous race.
So he's made the
not
start.
able to make the start. Crutcher, the late break. Russell Wright also down on the inside Bailey.
Yellow,
the 3
yellow.
cars going at it, hammer and tong. Josh Thomas takes advantage of the opportunity as well. Bailey hanging to the inside there. What will Josh do here? Go for the over-under and have a crack under brakes? No. Thinks better of it. Gets it squared up under brakes. Demain Ramsey, the C&H Trucking Camaro now.
Really impressive top 10 in the previous race for Demain Ramsey, continuing to go forward. Mark Bailey's really impressed me. Apart from the little hiccup in the early race of the weekend where he did cop a penalty for contact with Mark Crutcher, he's been super fast. He hasn't done a lot of race meetings in the TA2 category.
Look at this, the brakes, here it goes. The braking duel between the number 4 of Crutcher and the 55 of Wright. The veterans going punch for punch. Crutcher gets the inside line, but they still go side by side.
Russell should be able to live there.
Heading down to turn 6. Now Bailey slide up the inside of the 55 and get the spot too. Now they make contact. It's great racing. Demain Ramsey goes around as well.
I think that was a reaction to what was going on up ahead, and he's had to get on the brakes and unfortunately has rotated the C&H Trucking number 71. But what a great battle we're watching here between Wright, Bailey and Crutcher.
So it's all about tyre life here, because we've got 18 laps the journey this time. Normally 12, we're going 6 extra laps in these races. So you need to be a little careful that you don't spend your savings too early, Jamie, because there's a fair chance that the tyre sets on the cars now are not their best. I spoke to Mark Crutcher, he said, no, we don't have anything in this final race, so it's all going to come down to his ability to brake.
Bailey with a big brake lock up on the right front in the Jax 12.
You've got to take your opportunities when they come. Hi-Tec Oil Super Series replay. Have a look at the Jax car of Bailey in the back. Just a little touch of Wright, but Demain Ramsey saw it all going ahead of him and thought, you know what, I don't think I want to play with this. And it just turned himself around there. But again, from a Speedway background, to be playing up with those veterans,
he was in the top 10.
Outstanding work from
Absolutely, he was in the top 10. All right, Bailey's managed to clear Crutcher now. Russell Wright's got away from both of them. Josh Thomas in behind them. Then Connor Roberts coming off a penalty in race number 3.
Heard some tyres protesting in the background there.
Des Collier and John Hollinger. You heard that and reacted to it in the background.
Get it out, John, get it out. There we go, good work.
All right, so Hollinger back on track. Josh Haynes out in front, 0.7 of a second over Brad Gardner. Heyman's on another purple sector, but he's actually closed the gap by 0.3 in the last lap to within 1.2 seconds of Brad Gardner.
You can tell here the tyre life and the number 4 is just
there.
Bailey.
It actually turned left under brakes on the approach to the to turn number 3. There's the tyre squeal, and obviously a little bit of a get-together between the 63 and the 20.
A lot of locking up on the inside front rights, both at 6 and at turn 3 as well, which is not usual for these cars. If you're going to do it, you've got to get the car stopped.
Heyman's had it off because that was dragging a lot of material. Might have just run wide off the end of the 5 maybe, because looking at it, he hadn't actually, it was Hughes back ahead of him.
off
he's off
Pit
again.
lane.
And on the pit lane goes Heyman.
What has happened to Tom Heyman?
Is that maybe a tyre going down?
Well, we'll get one of our pit reporters to jump into Tom Heyman's car and find out what's going on there. But
I thought it was him that went off at the exit of 5. Here we go for the race lead.
Getting tighter. Look at Gartner now, ranging up to the back of Josh Haynes, our championship leader. Gartner had great brakes in race 3. Can he get it done this time? But we've still got 11 laps to go of the 18-lap journey. So a long way to go, and you cannot spend your tyre life too early. You can't miss any opportunity, Jamie, but you've just got to be careful as we look at Tom Heyman in the DiPrenzio concreting Mustang just pulling into the garage there. What a tough weekend for the young fella who's got serious pace. He's in the box seat for our Hypercoil hard charger, but look at the braking on Gartner, and that's what he's got to do. He's got to keep applying the pressure to Josh Haynes, our championship leader, if he's going to have a chance. Josh just a little wide on exit there, and Gartner a little more clean. So he's got to build the pressure, Jamie. He's got to build it. He's got to try and put Haynes under pressure and maybe put him into a mistake with the Hi-Tec Oils replay here. Oh, yeah.
There's Heyman going off at 5. So that's what I saw with the dust trailing behind the car when it came back on track.
Something happened mid-corner there. You could see that just at the exit, he just couldn't, well, he got the apex, but just couldn't hold fast to that normal exit line. So, and here comes Gartner, again in the mirrors of Haynes. Lap 8 of 18.
I thought Haynes on that last lap through 6 looked a little bit more solid through the centre of the last corner, whereas Gartner was a little bit more sideways.
Well, he was a 1/10 of a second quicker, Gartner, to Haynes on that lap. So he's just got to keep applying the blowtorch. But this is letting Hughes, who still looks like he's having a few little brake lockups in the background there, this is letting him in the game as well. Could we have another barn burner at the end of the race with the 3 of these guys going punch for punch?
If Hughes can get to them, yes, definitely. Graham Cheney in 4th, and we've got Des Collier off.
That's deep. Will he be able to get that appropriate corner for him to go off there too with the TFH signage in the background? But hopefully he can get that restarted. We do not want to see a safety car here.
Well, that could be a game changer because that brings the likes of Cheney and Russell right back into the... He's not getting that out of there.
No.
He's not. Is that 3?
I'd say that's possibly 3 or 6. But here's the thing. It's going to close everybody up. It's also going to cool the tyres down. You're going to get some grip left in these tyres or come back to you in these tyres. So that is down in turn 3 is Des Collier.
Here's what happened to the TFH number 63 of Des Collier.
Locked the rears, you can see it there. He's chatted the rears and then jumped onto the front and locked up the front. So that all that is just experience. He's come down into one of the bigger braking manoeuvres that you'll have in the TA2 racing series. Just didn't have enough bias either to I think probably had a little too much bias to the front.
So for the round, Haynes, Gartner, Hughes, 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. Graham Cheney just needs 4 points to get up under the podium for the round, but we've still got a lot of laps left here at Queensland Raceway as it looks like we are about to go green with the resumption of the final race here at Queensland Raceway for the TFH Hire TA2 Muscle Car Series, framed by Hi-Tec steel framing.
He's getting
Haynes
to his head.
Really slow to the line, and he can control that pace. Got a fantastic restart.
That was very smart.
Just caught Gartner napping a little bit. Hughes hasn't reinvigorated the tyres underneath the number 118 machine. Domain Ramsey with a little pinch to the right front down on the approach to 1. Josh Haynes did a great job with that restart.
That's bought him potentially half to 3/4 of a lap of peace and quiet. And that's also allowed Hughes now to get up to the back of Gartner as well. So that was really smart racing from our championship leader, Josh Haynes, in the 37 Herzog Steel Mustang.
Gartner's so strong under brakes.
Both he and Hughes are very, very good under brakes. So, as I said, that bought him about a half to 3/4 of a lap of peace and quiet. We'll see what Gartner can do now here down into 4. Hughes applying the blowtorch as well. Cheney in 4.
Gartner with a lockup. Gartner with a lockup into 4. Cheney must be starting to really suffer on tyres, because that's important for the championship. That puts a car between himself and Josh Haynes, who extends even further in that separation now.
That's what you're seeing now about tyre life. We're seeing a lot of the guys locking up, pinching tyres, where you would normally brake when the tyre life was strong. You can't brake there anymore, or you're just going to lock them up. So a little bit of heads-up driving from both Cheney and from Russell Wright there. We talked about Russell Wright at the top of the show. He is a veteran, and he is smart, and he is competitive.
And he's still super fast.
And he's 72. 72 years of age. Russell Wright doing a great job. Domain Ramsey once again.
That was
an CNH Trucking 71
through the middle of 4 and 5.
Now
right back to the leaders. Haynes with a little bit of breathing space. Not as big a gap behind Gardner to Hughes. That is definitely not over with 4 laps left to go. Tim Brook looking on. Not a lot of radio chat going on right now to Brad Gardner, but
we've got 6 laps to go, and I wonder if at a point in time at the end of this season, we will look back on that restart from Josh Haynes and mention how smart that was. He banked them all up, and then like a jackrabbit exploded out of the gates, and he's been able to retain that gap all the way through now with only 4 laps to go of this final race of the TFH Hire TA2 Muscle Car Series, framed by Hi-Tec steel framing.
You know what was the difference at the moment for me? After Morgan Park, a little bit of confidence exited Josh Haynes. That confidence is now back well and truly. And yeah, Hughes is starting to really work over that rear wing of the Hi-Tec Oils Camaro. Back on board with Thomas. He's monstering Mark Crutcher. This is for 7th. Couple of laps left to go here. Josh Haynes, Brad Gardner, Jared Hughes, 1, 2 and 3. Russell Wright in the background.
As I look at Hughes, he comes out of the toe. I reckon he's straight
overheating.
I reckon.
Yeah, good call, mate. Good call. Cheney still in that 5th position.
Bailey's all over him, though.
Oh,
look at this,
Bailey.
2-1 late in the race.
Looking real racy against Cheney, who's trying to maintain and lessen that gap to Josh Haynes out in front of the championship.
Bailey's ragging it.
Oh, we got definitely one off.
Who have we got off there? Not
Domain
again,
Ramsey.
Domain Ramsey.
And it's buried. No. It's buried.
That's down between 1 and 2. That is buried.
A lap and a half to go.
I reckon race control might have a word about this. We may get this flagged early, which will give Haynes the win, but he will be absolutely, oh, look at him. The hands in the head. He is upset as we watch the flag rostrum here. And the replay, yeah, he's just gone down into turn 1. Looks like he's had a bit of a lose there and gone deep into the sand, unfortunately, with a lap and a half to go. It may rob us of a bit of a finish here, but with race to go, they may just
I don't know that it would have made a lot. I don't know that it would have made a lot of difference, to be perfectly honest, mate.
Oh, here we go. They're going to call it 1 lap early. Steve Haynes on the wall, cheering home his boy.
Checkered flag.
That's
Josh
the flag.
Haynes. The clean sweep. We talked about the broom for Brad Gardner at Morgan Park. Get the broom out, Josh Haynes.
Well, he's laid a smackdown on Gardner this weekend. Hughes in 3rd. A great effort coming back into the series after debuting at Calder Park. Steve Wilson just crossing the line there in 11th position. Good run from him.
Oh,
Cheney. 10K and Hadley. Who's going to get it?
I thought it was Cheney. It was actually Hadley in 10K.
And Hadley got him. Hadley got him on the line for 14th position, so
by
a great drive.
0.06 of a second.
There we go. Oh, you do not want cars going through there when yours turned to broadside like that, so I'm glad race control did get on the flag for that one, because that's on a left-hand drive car, that is not comfortable. So race 4 of the TFH Hire Muscle Car Series, framed by Hi-Tec. It's Josh Haynes, your winner. And now your championship leader in the clear. From Brad Jones, Jared Hughes, Russell Wright in 4th, Graham Cheney. A good run at home for 5th position. Mark Bailey, solid all weekend for 6th. Mark Crutcher in 7th. Josh Thomas, a good drive for 8th. Connor Roberts, 9th. And Jason Pride, after his race 3 issue, up in 10th position. Good effort from Steve Wilson in only his 2nd round. Danny Reedy, 12th. John Hollinger, 13th. Paul Hadley, 14th. From Anthony, 10K, just across the line on that one. Domain Ramsey, braking issues all weekend, so he'll be disappointed. Des Collier, Tom Heyman, and Hayden Jackson were your non-finishers as we go down to victory lane.
Well, congratulations, 3rd for the round. Let's bring in Scott Texter, CEO for the Hi-Tec Group, to hand that one over. Jared Hughes, Congratulations. That finale really had you working hard out there. Tyres absolutely gone. We saw it was a struggle, but job well done.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit happy with that. We finally got the car to go around the corner, not too bad. So before that safety car, we were really chasing down the guys in front. So, no, I can't thank the team enough for giving me the chance to have a drive of this beast this weekend. Obviously, we had a few dramas, but it's ended up not too bad.
Fantastic stuff. Job well done. We're looking forward to seeing you at the next round.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Brad Gardner, P2 in that race, P2 for the round. I can tell by the look on your face, though, it's not where you want to be.
No, I think we had the car to win. Even yesterday, just probably didn't get the race starts, probably number one thing. I think I heard Jared say the same thing. That race there, our best chance was before the safety car, and we unfortunately didn't maximise. But at the end of the day, you've got three 20-year-olds driving these cars very fast, and it's very good racing, and, you know, so much respect for Josh. It's just awesome racing, and I can't thank everyone enough. So Hi-Tec Oils for giving me this awesome car, and yeah, like I said, awesome racing, and thanks everyone involved.
Thank you, and it all went your way at Morgan Park. A second today, next one's Tail and Bend. What do you think?
Yeah, home round, just max attack. So Josh was right there at Morgan Park. Doesn't always work out for everyone, but no, I feel like we maximised what we have, and Josh maximised what he had, and we're rolling to the next round, and that's halfway in the season. I'm keen to get after it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, congratulations. You were on the hunt for 2 clean sweeps in a row. A job well done. Josh Haynes, top qualifier. Race 1, 2, 3 and 4 on top of the box. How does it feel?
Oh, honestly, like, words can't describe. The team's put in so much work. The whole team at Allstars, my friends, my family. We've put in so much work for this, so it means a lot. So shout out to Brad. We had a very hard race last race. He kept me on my toes all weekend, and yeah, well done to him. But yeah, just so happy. Another great round, heaps more points. The Herzog Steel Mustang is an absolute weapon, and yeah, looking forward to the Bend in 2 months' time.
So are we, mate. Thank you for your efforts, and job well done.
Thanks so much, and thanks to everyone at home.
Well done to Josh Haynes. Thank you, J-Mac and Mel down there on pit lane throughout the weekend. Time to have a look at the championship points after the round here at Queensland Raceway. Josh Haynes consolidating that championship lead. At the start of the weekend, tied on points with Graham Cheney. That gap is now 28 points, 6:48 pace, 6:20. Brad Gardner maintaining third overall in the championship on 5:76. Mark Crutcher fourth on 5:34. Paul Hadley still fifth on 4:98, followed by Connor Roberts, the best of the rookie performers. Danny Reedy, Domain Ramsey, Hayden Jackson and Stephen Wilson rounding out the top 10 in points for the TFH Hire TA2 Muscle Car Series framed by Hi-Tec. Just confirming that the next round is at the Bend, Shell V-Power Motorsport Park, August 30 to September 1st in South Australia. From there, we head down south to Victoria, just over the border to Winton Motor Raceway on the weekend of October 4th to the 6th. And then for round 6, the grand finale at One Raceway. Formerly Wakefield Park, there's been a lot of money and a lot of work going into that racetrack over the 25th to 27th weekend in October.
Well, let's sum it up. It has been an incredible day of racing here at the Hi-Tec Oil Super Series for TA2. Matty, highlights for you. Today, the action was hot. Josh Haynes taking 2 clean sweeps in a row.
How impressive. I mean, Gardner put the smackdown on him at Morgan Park for round 2, but Josh Haynes, after that mistake in qualifying, he's come back and he has shown the field how strong he can be. That restart in that 4th race, as I said in commentary, we may look back on that time and go, you know what, that's where Josh Haynes won the championship. It was a very mature drive for him. He drove very, very well all weekend.
Well, with that, round 3 of the Hi-Tec Oil Super Series is in the books. We look forward to round 4. Join us at the Bend. Looking forward to it. We'll see you then.